Hello, everyone. Greetings to you all, and we do apologize for a few technical difficulties here today, but we are thrilled that you are here to join us. And I have a question for you. Are relationships heart-based? Why do we even have relationships? And these are questions and more that are going to be answered by the Masters of Heart Ventures, Lynn, Hawkins, and Cynthia Gardner ONeill. First, let me say that my name is Virginia Parsons, and I'm the Hangout Mentor, and I help entrepreneurs reach new heights of visibility, social influence, and success using Google Hangouts on air. And I'm delighted to be your host for the next hour while we delve into something newly birthed in the world, the Heart Ventures LLC, a joint venture between Lynn Hawkins and Cynthia Gardner ONeill. They are bringing this to the world through various things they are doing, including this show, Adventures of the Heart. I'm going to introduce them in just a moment, and then we're going to get right into things because you have been very patient, and we appreciate that. Cynthia Gardner ONeill is a teacher, speaker, author, and the founder and CEO of the Center for Loving Consciousness, and she's creator of the program called Harmonics. Cynthia is also a bioacoustical research scientist and a practitioner of energy medicine. I could go on with the credentials Cynthia has, but such as thought field therapy, Psych K, and so much more, but I'll just leave it at that. She brings nearly 25 years of harmonizing energies to the space where she stands now and shares her wisdom and knowledge in such a powerful way. Cynthia works with individuals who want to learn how to live more from and in their heart, do bigger business from their heart, and make a difference in the world because of their desire to express their individual passion. Hello there, Cynthia.
Hi. Hey, thanks so much for being here with us, and thank you everyone for taking the time to, go through this technical difficulties with us and help us move on. So I'm going to let Virginia continue and introduce my partner in the Heart Ventures.
And I am thrilled to do that and tell you about Lynn Hawkins. She is an intuitive business mentor, a strategy development muse, an author, a speaker, and trainer of systems and strategies to help build socially responsible business so entrepreneurs can do more good in the world. And during Lynn's 35 years in commercial real estate and lending, she's built and managed high-performance teams. She's developed systems and trained teams for effective use of their skills and abilities. She's worked with nonprofit organizations, written grants, and now trains for-profit businesses to pursue grant money, to build their business plan and marketing strategies so they can be successful in attracting their ideal clients and doing their highest and best work. Welcome, Lynn and Cynthia.
Thank you so much, Virginia. This is so exciting. I'm so excited to be here tonight making this announcement and to have you as our beautiful host for the night. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, you are so welcome. I'm so thrilled to be able to do it, and I love what you're doing and fully support it. So let's talk for a minute about Heart Ventures. They're the best ventures you can have with your business and any relationship. You know, a meaningful relationship leads to happiness, joy, prosperity, and infinite possibilities and potential. And doing meaningful work is the same. And these two, Cynthia and Lynn, exemplify just that. So I'd like to welcome again our audience. Thank you for joining us on this exciting occasion to be with the Masters of Heart Ventures and to learn and understand the 4 keys to unlocking the heart in business for a more meaningful life. So welcome, everyone. Let us know, that you're here. We're so sorry you had to sort of switch things over, but, that's what keeps you young and fresh, so we don't let technology get in the way of doing heartfelt work. Isn't that right, ladies?
You got it. Thank you, Virginia. Love it.
All right. Let me ask you, and you two can decide who's going to step in first or second, but I want to know, you've both talked so passionately about the heart of your business. So who wants to tell me first about your story and how that works into your passion today?
Oh, wow. Cynthia, you go first.
Okay, all right. Well, my heart has always guided me in my life, and I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always gone wherever it felt like I belonged. Even after the hardship that I had during my childhood, I left home when I was 16 years old. And for me just to go out and find my way in the world, I wasn't given. I didn't come from a place where I was given anything or any money. I just left and went and found my way. So my heart has always been, leading me to doing business, because in order for me to have a place to live or anything else, I had to create relationships, and that took me into where I was going to work, what kind of business I was going to run, all those kind of things. And every single time, I just followed my heart on what I love to do, such as Joseph Campbell says, follow your bliss. And your bliss comes from your heart. And I really believe, it's been hard for me to watch people separate themselves, their business from their lives. When we spend most of our life in our business, why would you do that? And so I've really come to this place where I understand my heart, and I want to teach more people about heart and what it has everything to do with our relationships and how we share and how we serve and make a difference in this world and make this, our life meaningful. Because what else are we here for? What do you think, Lynn?
Well, I so thoroughly agree with you. And, my story it's funny. My story is a little different because I knew that I did a lot of my life from my heart. I just didn't know what I was doing. And I was doing things in the space where people were telling me I was wrong. I was in sales. I was in real estate sales, and people were saying, well, you don't do sales like that. And commercial real estate is different than residential real estate. To be in commercial sales, it is about the relationship, but it has always been this good old boy network. And they just did business differently, especially when it came to relationships with women. And then, of course, you can't look at me and not see that I'm African American, and I was in the high-end commercial real estate world. And therein lies yet another difference. But I thought it was so interesting because I had clients who were repeat clients who came back for years to me to assist them in getting their new properties, in listing properties, and helping them buy properties. And the same thing applied to being on the lending side, where I was growing. I was building and growing high performance teams. And I knew that a lot of me was left brain all the way. I was the systems queen. I was the, here's how we get it done and we do it easily. And I did not realize that the easily part came from my right brain. That was what kind of creative things can we do to help make these, and not so much mundane, because we were in the legal pieces, we were in the dealing with clients, we were in all aspects of the real estate venture. But when it came to heart, what I noticed was in the corporate sector, that is something that they don't want you to be in. They don't want you to have. They don't want you to understand it. I got a lot of training out of my corporate days. None of it was around how to establish, maintain, and grow relationships based on heart. It just wasn't happening. So it took me actually starting my own business where I was able to be all of the me that I am. And as I began to learn the space that I was living in, I started learning about and actually seeing my heart begin to emerge. And a lot of the scales and scars of hurt and disappointment began to release. and resolve, and I began to live a more full life. And I tell you, today things look so much more different for me than I think ever before in my life. And you know, those things, Virginia, that you said about joy and passion and, you know, just loving the work that you do, I'm there now. I'm really wholly balanced and there. So thank you for that question. It's great.
Well, you know, Lynn, I think that leads into the next question, that is, you're whole and your heart is fully open in what you do. And you've mentioned also that everything has to do with relationships with your clients, your partners, your joint ventures, employees, affiliates, and the biggest one of all is you and your business. So you've just expressed that as your heart opened, things started to flow for you in a much more beautiful, passionate way, didn't they?
They absolutely did. And, you know, again, I've always been in the space of spirituality. And one of my mentors that really said something that helped me to understand people, understand how and why they reacted. While I didn't understand the details behind it, I understood this premise. And it was, hurt people hurt people. And if you have ever encountered anyone who has been hurt, you know what I'm talking about. And they hurt people they don't mean to, or maybe they do because they're trying to express that hurt. But what I have come to understand, and I've coined and truly from my whole heart believe, is that open hearts, open hearts.
Beautiful. Cynthia, how about you? What does it mean for you to be in a relationship with you and your business coming from a heart-centered value?
You're muted.
Technical difficulties. Well, I mean, this is a great example today as far as long as I stay at peace inside myself, I have better relationships with people. If I'm coming from a place of total stressed out, you know, and not feeling good inside myself, what kind of relationship am I going to have with someone, you know, that I'm wanting to be of service to? Can I be of service to someone when I'm in distress? Really think about that. You know, today we came here. I've had some major problems with electricity going out at my home and things like that, and trying to find a place to come here and do the hangout. And I made some incredible relationships today that actually are going to benefit my business through me just going out and knowing, searching for what can I do to continue to do this business that we're doing right now, to teach people about heart ventures. And if I stressed out over all these things that were happening, or us even having a difficult time getting on here, we wouldn't be able to serve. So that's the biggest thing that I learn about relationships. I cannot have a relationship with someone when I'm not in a good place having a good relationship with myself. And that goes for anything. Anything, business, you know, your joint ventures, your family, you know, your children, even affiliates. Let's say, you know, you're not feeling so good about, you know, that product or something out there. It's not working or whatever. Instead, you know, it's better to be able to communicate when you're having some difficulties in a way that serves. And that's where it comes in with the heart. Instead of us pointing the finger and blaming, which is very heady and linear, and then, you know, you want to punish someone or things like that, or they're not doing it your way. But it's about being in your heart, recognizing that, yeah, I'm having a challenge here. Let's figure out how we can work together and collaborate, because we have this relationship, and communicate. That's what's huge for me for relationships, communication.
Oh, I agree, absolutely. If you can't communicate, there's going to be a big severing between you, or misunderstanding. So, Cynthia, why Heart Ventures then? And what brought you and Lynn together?
Well, Heart Ventures, you know, Lynn and I, we came together so naturally. Our hearts brought us together. As Lynn said earlier, open hearts, open hearts. And I could feel her open heart. And you know what, Virginia? You're here too because of that. You know, that's why we also asked you to come join us, because we connected with your heart too. You know, the first time I connected with you. So, you know, Lynn, she's the socialpreneur. She is all about making a difference in this world. She started the Permission Movement experience. How to live, you know, what is it? I'm sorry, Permission to be Powerful. There we go. And that just touched my heart, that she wanted to make such a difference in educating women who were, you know, coming out of incarceration, women who had been abused, all those kind of things. And it was so important to me to support her in that. I wanted to be of service with her. And then she connected with me because I'm always speaking about the heart. And I really want to educate, illumination through education. You know, that education, because I think once people, you know, I talk about 5 levels of harmonics, and it is awareness. So we became aware that our hearts were touching each other. Then we started getting knowledge about each other, and then we started understanding each other, and then we really accepted that we had a really good partnership here, a heart venture. We came together, and it just harmonized. It was so beautiful how we worked so well together. And you know, now we're in this deep love for each other and what we're doing and how we're serving in the world. That's what happened. That's how our hearts came together, and they're just venturing in this. You know, as we are doing this venture of the heart, building wisdom through experience. How cool is that?
It's gorgeous. And Lynn, I know you're going to have your own way of expressing this. So what does Heart Ventures mean to you?
Well, when I think about doing business, it makes so much sense that, you know, we're all talking about doing joint ventures and strategic alliances and partnering for this and partnering for that. And, you know, we started talking about, let's take an adventure. It's kind of where Adventures of the Heart came from, our show. And then it was, well, now, if we're taking this adventure, what other kind of adventures might we be able to take? And in exploring that with an open heart, it just became so natural that we emerged into this name, because we started with a couple other names. They didn't quite sit right because they weren't the exact expression of what it is that we're doing. And when we got to Heart Ventures, it actually started as Heart Adventures. And then I was like, well, people are going to think that's advertising, and, you know. So we dropped the ad, and we came to Heart Ventures, and I guess we both were just jumping up and down, actually. It was so funny because we kind of just screamed at the same time, that's it! And it resonated, it aligned deeply for both of us, and it spoke volumes about what it is that we desire to do as partners, and then what we desire to do to help others, because it's not just about us. We see the bigger picture, and we'll talk a little bit about that soon too.
Well, it's easy to see that you both have so much joy and fun working together and now doing this show, Adventures of the Heart, and building wisdom through experience. And I'm just wondering, what is your full intention? What do you want to bring to your audience? And really, who is your ideal audience? Lynn, you want to talk on that?
Oh, my goodness. Well, it's so amazing that both of us identified that our audience is women entrepreneurs. And the Permission to be Powerful book is written by women entrepreneurs for women entrepreneurs, but we also know that these women entrepreneurs are women first. And they used to be young women, and they used to be girls. So it only made sense that this book addressed some of the issues that each of us have walked through in our journeys. And some journeys have been harder than others. They all have been colored their own specific ways, but we could all identify with the fact that there was something that, had we known early enough on, it might have made a difference. Now, what we also know is that whatever your journey has been, it has been because it was supposed to be. And I'll let Cynthia speak to that a little more, but it was supposed to be because we are here now to do what we're here to do so that we can help others. And it is these young girls and women who this project will help. And in our business, in our joint venture, people like you, we're going to do master classes. We're going to do a lot of different things that we can reach out to for future and help others as we're helping ourselves.
Wonderful, you guys. It's just so inspiring to listen to you and hear it and feel it coming from you. So you're doing this during World Love Week, aren't you, Cynthia? And you've been participating, I know both of you have been participating throughout in a number of different capacities for World Love Week. But Cynthia, let me ask you this question first, and then Lynn, you can answer, because I know you both are going to have splendid, wonderful, heartfelt answers. What does World Love Week mean to you?
Well, World Love Week is actually bringing people together and a consciousness in, you know, when we come together all at the same time. Let's say, you know, they have these, even these peace meditations or whatever. When you have a collective consciousness coming together at one time, focused during a certain time, you raise consciousness much quicker. And so World Love Week, when they brought that all together, that's the totalpreneur.com, when you can go there. And it was a just amazing idea so that we could see what's really going on in the world within business. You know, the love within business, our hearts that are in business. And it was beautiful that it's showing up the way it is. Even, you know, if you watch the Super Bowl or seen some of the commercials during this time, you're seeing, I mean, never before have we ever, I think in the history that I've ever watched TV or, you know, or seen commercials and things like that, or even in business, that we're speaking about heart, that we're speaking about love, that we're speaking about this happiness and joy that we can experience right where we're at, in our businesses, with our relationships. Wherever we are, you can have it all the time. And that's what World Love Week is, just bringing that concentration together, you know, that whole collective consciousness right now, because we're going to raise it even more. It's getting bigger. You know, this is the time. So that's what it means to me.
Well, now we're adding collectively to this. So, Lynn, how about you? What does World Love Week mean to you?
Thanks, Virginia. You know, I totally agree with Cynthia. The expansion of the collective consciousness, you know, the Bible even talks about when 2 or more are gathered, and, you know, when 10 or more are gathered, 2 or more can put 10,000 to bay. Can you imagine what the masses can do? The power, the energetic power that, you know, the masses will have when they're doing something like thinking love, feeling love, doing love in the way that we're talking. And in business in particular, because there are more small business owners now than there ever have been in the history of our country. And, you know, not just because there's more people in the world, but because there is more of a desire to have that kind of freedom and control over your life, along with having the ability to contribute to the freedom and value exchanged with others. And, you know, it takes us back to the beginnings, when the United States was in its infancy. People were migrating here. It was for the love of an opportunity. It was for the love of thinking new beginnings. It was for the love of, I can do so much more for myself and my family, having a fresh start. And we're living that today. In everything that we are doing, in all that we're bringing to the world, while we can say that, oh, somebody else is doing this, or, you know, it's happening over there, the newness that comes with you as a unique individual is the love and heart that you bring to it. And World Love Week means that to me. And you know what? It happens every day of the year. Not just 1 week of the year, not just 1 month of the year. It happens every single day. And when people start thinking that every single day, it's going to make such an amazing impact in the world.
You know, I so fully are in sync with everything you gals are saying. And to me, it goes into just that. It's like World Love Week has planted a beautiful, beautiful seed. And it's now germinating with all of the collective consciousness of the people who are involved and watching this whole process. And it is a seed that's blossoming, and I expect to see it, as you say, moving into all people's consciousness and thinking, how can I add heart to my own business? And you gals are certainly a great example of that. And I want to add, just so you are aware, that Julie Wolf just wants you to know that she loves hearing how much you both love each other. And now she understands what the name Heart Ventures means and where it comes from. And I found that equally fascinating for you to share the evolution of it. So I want to thank you for sharing that with us today. This has been a great conversation. And I want you to know I'm very, very honored to have been able to be a host on the show and to help you get out there and express your announcement that you've launched this amazing venture together. And before we go, I'd like to hear a little bit more about what you intend to move forward with this venture. What are your next steps? What can your audience look forward to receiving from you in this venture? Cynthia?
Well, we're developing trainings and courses, and I want to pull up, you know, this is just really fun. We've come up with, I'm going to share this right now. Lynn, I'm going to go ahead and share what Heart Ventures that we've come up with.
Okay.
As far as, you know, the one heart, one business. And I'm going to read what we have.
Cynthia, you find that and get that up while I talk, okay?
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay. Virginia, you had mentioned early on that we were going to talk about something called the 4 keys to heart in business. And we truly have come together with a knowing that these 4 keys, when expanded upon, are truly the 4 keys to doing excellent business, to building sustainable, lasting relationships, and to helping people to come into the space of really expressing what it is that they desire to do in their businesses that's going to have a direct impact on their lives and the lives of those that they touch. And when Heart Ventures came to us, it came to us all in one fell swoop. So if you have that ready to share, Cynthia, please do.
Yeah, so well, we have Heart Ventures for Business. You know, this is what we've been talking about doing. The venture of gaining clarity about what brings harmony into business and into our lives. It is knowing that heart as our unique signature, one heart, one business. And when you connect, when it's connected to others, we can collaborate to create powerfully in service to others. Many hearts, many businesses, making a major contribution in the world and leading a more meaningful life. Now, those 4 keys, or we call it the 4 C's, for meaningful life, is we have connect, collaborate, create, and contribute. These are really powerful keys to having that incredible heart venture and really and having that one heart, one business, many hearts, many businesses. And Lynn speaks so beautifully about this very thing. And I'm going to turn it back over to her. to speak a little more to that.
When you think about the path that a business travels, you know, the first thing that you do is connect. And in that connection, there are so many ways to connect, especially now that we're such a digital world. We're such a global, well-connected world. And, you know, we're talking networking and, you know, things like Adventures of the Heart with the web TV shows and social media and just all of the things that allow us to connect. But what entrepreneurs have to know is how to do that efficiently, how to do that effectively, how to do that with the ease and grace that allows them to reach out and connect, making those meaningful, sustainable relationships start and spin and grow. And that's when those collaborations start. When you've got those relationships that you can actually see that there's synergy, that there's likeness in thinking, then you make collaborative joint ventures and, you know, have them, you know, host other people, have other people host you, the reciprocal types of things going on. You establish community. And we're even going to be teaching there's a way for-profit businesses and nonprofit businesses to work together to support each other where income streams are impacted. And that's exciting to me, of course. But we're talking about things that include integration marketing. And all of these things, while you know that they're available to you and now you've learned how to do them, now you need to know how to create what you need in order to have those work. And with the blog talk radio shows, with the trainings that we intend to do and put out, provide to others, those creative opportunities will definitely be able to fit a formula that the both of us have learned and share in, and that's plan it, sell it, create it. So the creation process includes beginning at the planning stages, but if you don't have any joint venture partner it resonates with, it's hard to plan, or you plan it and then you have to tweak it. So having them set in place already, or at least ideas about them, you're a step ahead. And then we go on to contribute. So it's about doing the kind of business that gets you out there, gets your message out there. You're doing the work that you're called to do, and then you can do the extra, contribute. And the contribution piece that we're going to be teaching actually starts at the beginning. So you can be in the connect stage and do the contributions. You can be at any stage of business and do some significant contributing, and we're going to help entrepreneurs to understand how they can do that, how they can do it with ease and grace, from the heart, with love, and just reap the rewards of it. Because we all know that that kind of work brings back to you, attracts back to you clients and customers and dollars that you just never really even dreamed about. And so that's what our 4 keys are. We are calling them, when they are connected, Harmonize Your Business. And it is truly the heart of business.
I love that name.
Your business with Harmonics, and it is bringing your business into social responsibility and into the social space as a social entrepreneur. So
in harmonizing your business, which I absolutely love, what is the first thing that you're planning? You were just talking about planning to offer the people, the ladies in particular, that are your ideal audience. What can they look forward to from you first?
Well, we have designed a masterclass that is in the Connect pillar. It's in the Connect key. And it is a master class that we're bringing together our friends, the experts in how to connect, who are going to teach our audience how to do that easily, gracefully, and have fun doing it. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I have to say that Cynthia and I have been very fortunate to be a part of actually Directions University, where we have learned some amazing things that is part of what we're going to bring to our audience. And some of the resources that we have, some of the experts that are friends of ours now are part of the Directions U family. Cynthia is on faculty. I am on faculty. I'm the faculty of social entrepreneurship, and I'll let Cynthia speak to her heart and her contribution there. And it truly is putting us in a place of contribution. And I know we are also a founding faculty of the Institute of Totalpreneurship that Cynthia mentioned. And Virginia, you are too. You are also part of the Directions University family. And we want to expand all of that because the resources there are vast. And what we realize is that it is our responsibility to help do that. And in turn, we're going to see so much of the rewards that all of us will see. And Cynthia, with that, I will turn it over to you.
I just want to interject, what a beautiful vision for connecting and helping people right out of the block. So the first thing that you're providing is a master class in connections, because I don't think there's anything more important or valuable, and I think you know how I feel about it because of the connecting power of using Hangouts on air.
Yes.
So, Cynthia, how about you? What do you think?
Well, I'm just going to add to what you just said, Virginia, too, because, you know, between you and Lynn, you guys, you know, connected me to these Hangouts on air for us to be able to do this. And that was your contribution, you know, and will continue to be, you know, as connecting. So we have you on that slot to be in that master class there, Virginia. So, so just to also be, since we got started late, I also want to honor Virginia's time. I know she's, you know, was so wonderful to, you know, come here and join us. So I'm not sure what her timing is right now. So I'm going to kind of start wrapping things up also. And I'm going to talk about the end thing is about, you know, contribution. And so contribution is what gives life meaning. And I think this is a really good part to you know, finish up with. You know, feeling you have something meaningful to contribute to the world brings about self-validation. And the feeling of value and purpose, the desire to serve, to give and receive, balance and harmony, compassion, and we, you know, we absolutely want to continue that. And you know, to be of service, and that's what I am at, you know, Directions University as far as faculty. I became, you know, teaching the service mindset, you know, because I love being of loving service and teaching how to be of loving service, because you know that feels so good inside ourselves. It gives our life meaning. And I feel so good to be here contributing to education, to educating people on the heart, to bring a higher consciousness, to contribute to being a partner, a heart venture with Lynn, a heart venture with you, Virginia. You know, been on your show, the Inspirational Women's Business Show. Is that, do I have that right? Because sometimes
Inspirational Businesswoman Show.
Yes, there we go.
You were very close.
I want to tell everybody about that because that is so amazing. And we've met some of the most amazing women. People, you know, everybody, men and women on that show. So that's our connection, you know, and, you know, collaboration, because here we are collaborating, then we're creating all kinds of things for people to experience, and then our contribution. So let's just keep that going. We're starting there, and we're going to keep this going, and we're going to really teach people and bring you up, 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 and it's going to be amazing.
I love it. Well, I'm just thrilled to have had the opportunity to act as your host. I know you both could have hosted yourself perfectly fine, but I love being a part of it and collaborating and supporting your vision for Heart Ventures. So I want to thank you. I want to thank everyone else for joining Cynthia, Lynn, and myself as the host of tonight's show. Cynthia and Lynn invite you to join them every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, right here in Google Hangouts, so that you can take this adventure of the heart with them. I want to thank you both, Cynthia, Lynn, and the audience. Thank you for coming along with us. This was a wonderful discussion. Thank you again. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Virginia. Thank you, everyone. Say good night, Cynthia.
Well, and thank you. And my last thing that I always like to say, breathe deep into your heart and love yourself more today than you did yesterday.
Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye now.